I think I think Nicholas Feynman sort of put it best. When you ask the question why, I won't go into what Nicholas said yet, but what are you selling? I think when you look at all these things on social medias and all these platforms and all these people and they're talking, delivering all this stuff, but the point of the matter is, and you never hear anyone talk about these things, is what's the vision? Not what's the goal, what's the vision? What are you ultimately selling? What are you evangelizing? Why are you taking people on this mission to achieve these things? It's the why, like Feynman said. But to get to the why, you must understand all these other elements, as he rightly points out. But I think that's the thing that gets missed or skipped or is the hardest part, and the reason why a lot of those things aren't really covered in general discussion is because it's the vision that's the first most important part. Then we come down to the mission, which is the evangelizing. It's what's driving us to want to get to that thing. And then we come down into strategies and tactics, and everyone just talks strategies and tactics. Oh no, if you get people's attention, it's an attention economy. No, it's always been a vision. Everything is about vision. Building companies, building countries, building lives, families, whatever it is. It's always about your vision. It's about the intention of the future and where you're driving to and coming back to you. Now, what I've figured out is you can try and figure out the world, but you got to know thyself. And to know thyself means you got to go inwards to complete your inner journey and to go on those things. Because in that process of going inwards, you have these things come through you, which is your connection to your guide and your inner voice, your vision, your divine vision. And that becomes your guide. Now, it becomes your guide and illuminates the next step because you're here as a creator, created by the creator to experience the creation. So you're here to experience, you're here to create, and you're here to be a creator. You're not here to look good. You're not here to have a persona. You're not here to have a personality. You're here to express and create. And that requires you to do messy things and just to have fun and be yourself. And that's the thing, is defining, which is all those things around, I've got to build this future self. Cool. What about the being authentic, expressing, creating, and just being, just like kids do. They just play and they be, right? So you can have this vision, which is awesome as an intention in the future, but it comes back to, and this is where the inner work comes in, is if you don't complete that inner cycle, those things that are embedded in your unconscious drive you to think that you want to achieve those things in that vision. And very successful people, and I've read one particular book, and he has a friend who built $1 billion company, hated the company. Now, okay, well, it's an interesting question. You get these really rich people who are miserable. Why is that? And this is the thing about these unconscious drivers. These unconscious, unreconciled parts within, whilst they're voids and they make us hungry for the next step and want to push harder and push and get these results, it comes back to that same thing. And why? What's in the heart? And is that really your mission? Is that really why you chose to came here? Or are you falling subject to the distortion and those confusions that the distortion facilitate? When you fall through the ego and fall back into the knowing, back in the knowing, everything becomes possible because the illusion falls away, the polarity falls away to become centered. In the centered, there is the knowing. Beyond certainty, there is the unknowing, not the confusion. Once you fall back, once you get back out, you get back out of the confusion. In the confusion is the unconscious. It's all those traumas, all those things that make us think we want this thing. But do we really want that thing? Is it really our highest expression of ourselves? Are we going to build $1 billion company that's going to be fucking useless and we'll hate? Are we really on our mission? Are we really on our divine mission, the mission coming from our higher self? Are we really expressing ourselves, our fullest potentials to why we're here? Are we just fulfilling the unconscious needs? And that's the journey I went on. And that's the thing about talking about vision. When you go to vision, you never hear anyone talk about these things. I just come back to one simple question. What are you selling? Why should I follow you? And where are you taking us? And why are you taking us there? And you should be able to answer these things for yourself very, very clearly. And this is the thing about being inspired, because the vision should be inspired intrinsically from within. It's the inspired vision. So every step is an inspired step. every step on the path on this mission. And when you evangelize the mission, it's you broadcasting backwards through these mediums to talk about the mission, the impossible mission to go and achieve this thing, and this vision is communicated to recruit through these mediums. So when they say it's an attention economy, that's the end of the trail. That's the last thing. Content's the last thing in the chain, right? It's back there. What matters is the vision. What matters is what you're selling. What matters is why you're going there. Why are you evangelizing this mission? Why are you speaking on these things? So why are we doing this stuff? Where are we going? Why are we doing it? Why don't we just fucking stop? Let's just stop till we work that out. And this is the thing. Coming back to those things, like, okay, what are we working out? We're actually working ourselves out. Get back in, go the inner journey, complete the puzzle, know thyself. You are not your personality. You're not your persona. You're not your ego. You're none of those things. So what are you? If you're none of those things, what are you? Well, the personality is made up of your unconscious drivers that influences the planets, whatever you want to call them. You're not your unconscious drivers because once you become conscious, you're not your unconscious drivers. You're not your persona because you're not the act that you put on how you want to be seen. Sure, a persona is useful because it's a character. It's how you show up. It's how the other person expects to see you to deliver the message that you've got. But that's not a persona. That's not you. You don't marry that. That's just you. I can change. I can just completely look like just like that, shapeshift. But that doesn't make that's superficial. That's not who I am. So I'm saying is that these things around not your personality, not your persona. You're not your ego. You're not your construct of who you think you are. You're none of that shit. That's the thing. You operate from a higher self, a divine self. It operates through you. And when you let all those things go, you stop worrying about how you're seen and how you're perceived. You receive clearly these intuitions and guidances and these inspirations that inspire the vision. So then you're following your path to inspired vision. And that's when you go, why am I doing these things? Like myself, I heal myself. I teach others how to heal themselves so they can connect to themselves and have their own answer to their own unique identification, their own unique person, their own authenticity, and drop the veil, drop all the bullshit, drop all this stuff that you see around, all this wanting to get attention, wanting to do this, do that, wanting to achieve social status so I look good because I've got this and I've got that and I'm here in my garage, my Lamborghinis, you can hand me all your money, and get on to actually fulfilling your destiny, captaining your destiny, instead of being driven by these unconscious needs to achieve something that means fucking nothing in the grand scheme of things, because others that have gone before you have done that, made billions of dollars, and been miserable. So it just all comes back to those things like Feynman said, to understand why, you need to go through a bunch of these steps. You need to know the how, the what, the whence. There's all these layers. Peel all these layers back, and the why, and this is like we go to those things, is it's not the why of my ego's why. And we go to the heart, we unlock the heart, we go, hang on, this is an expression of me. My heart's locked through my unconscious void's locked this thing off. It's an expression of myself, and we can express ourselves these mediums and look stupid in the process. That's fine. If that's what we're inspired to do, and that's when the inspired vision comes, when we're inspired, and through these things, and through you, as a conduit, comes the inspired vision. And that's the vision. That's what gets evangelized. That's what gets brought down to talk about a mission. Come with me, we'll go and achieve this vision. We'll go do these things. We'll fulfill this destiny to become our authentic self and express ourselves in these mediums and do this stuff and master what's going on in this digital paradigm. Come with me, we'll go do that stuff. Okay, that's what you're saying. Okay, cool, we've got this thing. What are we selling? We're going to go master the modern paradigm. We're going to go do these things. We're going to go fully realize our potential, become the modern version of ourselves, the best version of ourselves, because we've gone into and done the real work to unlock the divine light within us so we can express that light throughout. So that's the thing. I'm going, okay, cool. That all makes sense to me because these are the things I've been through. These are my systems and what I do. But you go back to then, everyone else talks about strategies and tactics. You've got to do this, get 50 followers. Why are you getting followers? What's the fucking followers for if you don't have a vision? Do you know what I mean? Like, where are you taking people? And that's the thing. It's like, okay, cool. It makes sense. Once it makes sense and it's clear and this is a divine inspired vision for you, and those things make sense, charge, evangelize it. Do those things, demonstrate it, be the avatar. Who was the last most successful avatar and brand in history? He was a dude, he was a carpenter. He had 12 followers. 12 fucking followers. He's the most successful brand in history, if you believe the story. Okay, so that, and to go back to again, These things, it's all the same stuff. The vision there is the divine consciousness, is the vision, right? The mission in that, the impossible mission in his story, in that story, is to overcome self, to get to the higher consciousness. It's the same thing. We're going back to, he had that vision. This is the vision of the higher consciousness, the unconditional self-loving, unconditionally grateful, unconditionally expanded loving, able to perform miracles at this place of the divine vision, fully realized potential. So that's why it's such a powerful story, because it has an impossible mission and a vision. And then you recruit and you just keep recruiting. The story keeps getting told and getting told to recruit more and more people on that divine vision, because that's an inspired place to live. So I just wanted to share a few of my thoughts there. You have a good day.